Hi, today I am going to show you how to stitch out an embroidered patch. Here's one that I completed here. I'm using my Brother SE1900. So I've already hooped in some stabilizer and I threaded my machine. I'm just going to put a piece of felt here and put that down. Now this here takes 51 minutes to stitch out, so I will be pausing the video in between so that you don't have to watch the whole process of it stitching out. But we are going to start with a tan color, which is just going to do the outline and hold it down. Okay, so next color that we're going to need is white. I could have put that in to start with, but here we are. This is just the last color I had in the machine. And I know I have a tan bobbin in. It's not going to have enough on that bobbin. Alright, so changing a bobbin, you're going to make the letter P, stick it in, wrap it around the track, and there we go. Hopefully there's enough on this spool to get through this and I don't got to rethread it, because this particular machine, the automatic threader is broke on it, so it is a pain sometimes to thread. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so I'm going to try it. It worked. The only thing is it always gets stuck up in the back part a little bit. There we go. Sorry, I'm hitting my camera. There we go. Make that stay still. It's a very weird angle to work on. There we go. Okay. So this here one actually takes 30 minutes to stitch out, so as long as we don't run out of thread or the bobbin needs to be put back in, then we are good. There's just one little thing bugging me. You can see in the back there that that's hooked. So we're just going to snip it. Okay, so it's almost done. It's got probably about 5 or so minutes left to go. Just while this here's stitching out, I just wanted to let you know in the future I do have a lot of different knitting machines, from the Centros to different Addy machines. I have all the Addies, including the king size, the smaller one, and the little tiny Addy Egg. And I also have 12 different cutting machines, from Silhouette to Brother Scan and Cut. I own multiple Cricut machines, and I have the Curio 2, Curio 5, I got a bunch of them, but I'm going to be doing a lot of comparison videos. I also have Glowforge and 3D printers, so although you see a couple little videos up right now of the embroidery machines and me playing around with the one Cricut that I posted so far when I was activating that one, I'm going to be posting a lot more different videos. So yeah, I want to do some comparison videos and things like that going forward, and I will show myself. Right now I'm just in a very crowded craft room and it's an awkward angle to be sitting behind this machine. So we're just going to wait for this here to switch out. The next color that we're going to be using is going to be yellow. Sometimes the tension on the SE1900 is a little bit off, so I find it helps sometimes if you put the tension down to around 3.0. I haven't adjusted it yet on this here stitch out, but we'll see how it goes. Sometimes I find that if I make the bobbin thread the same color as the thread that I'm using, that helps to make it look a lot better too, which is what I did on this one here for the blue. So the blue stands out a lot better if I make the bobbin thread the same color. And that's just tension issues. Okay, so it is just about ready to finish off with white. That took 30 minutes to get that there done, but it is looking good. Yeah, I was going to run downstairs, grab something to eat in the meantime, but I'm recording this on my phone and I didn't want to have to reset it up or leave my phone upstairs since my kids are in school. I like to have my phone on me in case they need me. So yeah, just waiting for this to end and I'll switch over to yellow, and that one's going to take about 7 minutes. The white was the longest one to get done. And I actually had this machine cleaned and repaired because it was jammed. It wouldn't move at all there for a while, and I took it to a local place and they did an excellent job on fixing it. So I'm glad that I can use it again because come close to Christmas, I make a lot of different elf clothes with this. And I will show you how to do that too. They're really easy. Alright, make sure that's in. See if it works this time. Please work. I'm going to try it again. Nope. Okay, so since it's going to make me do it, I'm going to find some sharp scissors. Snip that off. I don't like threading machines this way because it just adds more time. But that went through pretty easy. It's a little bit easier when you're using polyester thread versus cotton. Cotton is really hard to thread sometimes. And we're going to hit go, and this here's going to stitch out the sun. I think that my next embroidery video that I'm going to do will be the coasters that I made before, the flower coasters. I'm looking for one. If I can't find it, I guess I'll have to make one. So that might be my next video that I do. And although I love these machines that I have, the SE600 and the SE1900, they're great single needle machines, and they are embroidery machines and sewing machines. I really want to get a multi-needle embroidery machine eventually. That's something that I've been looking into. But they are a bit pricey sometimes. So if I'm going to get one, I'd like to get a Melco preferably, but I'm still doing some research on that. And for now, these ones here work good for me for what I make. Okay, so the yellow one is all done now. We're going to switch it over to pink. So we're just going to lift up that there. The reason that you lift that is because it releases the tension. If you try to pull out your thread and that's down, it's harder to get it out. Let it go, everything loosens up, it's easy to change it. Alright, so we're going to go with this dark pink. It'll show up good. This is the hardest angle to work at to thread this. But we're making it work. Alright, I'm going to try it again. Because when it works, it's great. Nope. So if it doesn't work, you always want to get a clean cut on that thread. Makes it easier to get it to go through. It's probably painful to watch me do this because it's painful to do it. Just seems like so much more effort than if the automatic threader was working. There we go. Alright, we're a little dusty here. Gonna get that. Okay, so then we're just gonna put that down, hit the button. This one here is 1 minute, it's pretty quick. All these ones are, the next color changes are pretty quick. The next color we need is black, so I'm just going to track that down while I wait. I don't love this black because I know it's cotton, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get in there. But it's such a small space. I've been trying to use up some old thread too, and that's the worst because old thread breaks a lot easier. It's harder to work with. But I just want to get rid of some of it. No. Okay. I know that didn't cut off well. These scissors here are way better. Get a cleaner cut. Go in. Got it. You can tell I've done this quite a few times to make it work. Sorry I hit the camera. But there we go. I don't like this actually. There's too much of a knot there. It's pretty curly. Just do what you need to do for 1 minute. And while this one's going, I know with black sometimes it gives me some tension issues, so I'm actually going to just lower it down to the 3 for this one. Because my bobbin underneath is still white. Yeah, see, I don't like that. The tension messed up on that. So we're going to redo this one. And I'll show you how to do that if it ever doesn't look good. And you can see that bobbin color thread underneath. Okay, so that's all done. What we're going to do is take this off and change the bobbin to black. Which is a pain, but it helps to get the color looking better for something that only takes a minute to cut out. Alright, yeah, because see how that there black didn't turn out well? Alright, I'm going to stand over this to put this back on. There we go. Okay, so now the black thread, everything is in there. We're just going to put that down. Now what we're going to do is go here, actually wrong spot, sorry. Go here, and these here spools, if you hit negative, it'll take it back to one different color. If you go ahead, it'll skip to the next color. So we just went back, and now it's going to start the black one over again and just go on top of what we just did. It's going to make a little clunky noise because it's thicker. No, don't do this. Okay. That's just because I'm using this thread and I don't like it anyway. Let me see if I can find something better. Go up and down and around. Gotta get it through there. Not gonna do it. Okay, so I just paused that because I didn't want to make you wait for me to get that thread through. And then we're just going to start it again. Hopefully it doesn't break again because this still is cotton thread. Some of these threads that I have are way back when I was making masks. So they are quite old and they can break a little bit easily, but the polyester ones I have usually don't give me any issues and they're newer. And they're better for embroidery machines anyway, in my experience. So that is looking way better now. But once this is done, we're still going to have to switch the bobbin back to white because it's black bobbin, and that'll show through on the next color, which is white. For embroidery, I don't usually take any custom orders. I just make what I want to make and sell it once I'm done type thing. Just because I worry about messing up shirts and things on it where it moves so much. It's a little bit more enjoyable that way too, because then you don't got to worry about messing it up. If I mess it up, it was just something I was playing around with anyway. But I do a lot of other custom orders with sublimated mugs and things like that. My other embroidery machine, the SE1900, that there is a 4x4 hoop. This one here goes up to 5x7. That's why I'm using this one right now, because I have my SE1900 set up as a sewing machine right now. But my SE1900, the automatic threader still works on it, so when I use that one, it's a lot quicker to get the thread in. Okay, now it says pink. You can pick any color you want. I'm going to go with blue. And I actually do both of the next ones in blue for the words, so I don't have to switch color for them. Don't fall. If it falls on the floor in this craft room, I think that my craft room pretty much ate it, because it gets a bit crazy in here. Okay, so that part's done. We can hook this back on. And find blue. And you're just following the track from numbers 1 to 4 down to 5, 6. And they're all, the number 6 is on there if you can't see it. Ow, didn't go through. I always try. Sometimes you get lucky with it, and more times I don't. But this here's polyester, so it's a little bit easier to thread. I didn't get it on the first try, though. I think it's because you guys are watching me, so it makes me a little bit more on edge. Look away. All right. Now, see that there went up the wrong way. Preventative. I'm just going to put that so it goes out of the way so it doesn't get caught as soon as it starts. So I'm going to give up on twisting that around. There we go. We got it. Okay. So now it's going to do the words. These are going to turn out really good because the bobbin thread's the same color. Well, it's a little bit lighter, but it shows through nice. When it's done, they will look like this. And I didn't cut all the threads off this one yet. So this one's going to go for 2 minutes, and then the next one that says fix that, that goes for 2 minutes. I bought this design on Etsy. I will link it in the comments below if you would like to purchase that as well to make one. And if you want to make it so it's an iron-on patch, you can add heat and bond to the back of it, which is what I usually do. And there's other materials you can use instead of felt. Like I said in my smiley vase video, if you were to use like patches and twill, that their material does hold up longer for things that are going to be worn on clothing or bags or etc., whatever you attach it to. that stitch out. Okay, so we got all the words stitched out on it now. What it's going to do is a ring. It says to use gray. I just switched to the color that I'm going to use for the ring around the end of it because there's no point to change it 2 more times. So just going to stitch this out. It's just going to do a ring around. Okay, so the last part of it is going to take 8 minutes. Now, I could just do that and then cut around the edge if I want to, or to give it a cleaner look, you can take this out and trim all the way around this here to get rid of this here piece of felt or whatever material that you decided to use on it, just so then when it does the last ring, all you got to do is take your stabilizer off. Usually I would use a tearaway stabilizer for this here. This one time I actually grabbed the tearaway that you would use to wear it. So it is not tearaway, because that's just what happened to be there. It works too. I can cut it in the end. So right now I'm just trimming around the design. I'll show you in one moment. It's pretty quick. I'm using Fisker scissors because these have a good curve on them. They're little, they're easy to work with. They're one of my favorites. And I'm just being really careful to not loosen up my stabilizer, even though it's hooped. I don't want to mess it up or cut through it, because I'm this close to being done. I don't want to waste 51 minutes doing this. Alright, so now we're just going to hook it back up. Well, I should show you first, I guess, what I did. I just cut away around all the edge, and I didn't even go really that close to it. I'm still going to have to trim away once I'm all said and done. Get that out of there. But where I have to use the cutaway stabilizer anyway, I'm still going to have to cut around it, so we'll deal with that when it's all done. So 8 minutes to go. This here is looking really good. I'm not going to have to trim too much off it other than the stabilizer when it's done, because it's getting so close to the edge that I didn't trim up to, like, of the felt. It's going to start going really fast once it gets around that edge. Once it gets back over to this part here, it's going to start going quick. That's what I think anyway. I could be wrong, but I've made this quite a few times, so it should pick up some speed. I was right. It just started sooner than I thought. This is only my 3rd YouTube video that I've done, so hopefully I keep getting better. I learn how to edit the videos more. I show myself and find a better spot in the house to set up so that you guys can see the machines and me better. So it's a work in progress. It is turning out really good. So for the heat and bond, when you add this here, all I do, I just cut a square off the size of the patch. Usually I'll just put like a piece of paper on top of my heating pad so that I don't get my heating pad sticky, or I also use parchment paper, whatever I have close. And I'm just digging around my craft room. There we go. This. I use my Cricut the small heat press. I have the 9x9 and the bigger version and the Cricut Auto Press too, but that one there works great for just getting these here on quickly. And that way you can iron it onto whatever you want to iron onto. So embroidery is done. So we're just going to clear that. Lift up your foot there. Sometimes it's really hard to unhook it from this machine versus my other machine. But what you can do is take your stabilizer out. If you use tearaway, it'd be really easy now to just tear it off. I wonder if I can. No, it's not gonna, because it's not tearaway. Alright, so what you're gonna do is just literally cut around the edge. I want to use different scissors because since it's a circle, we'll just get there a little closer. And you're just going to cut all around the edge as close as you can without messing it up. The other scissors do get closer, but where it's such a big piece of stabilizer, I just wanted it to get off. Alright. So, and then what you would do is just trim really close around the edge. See, this one here is a little bit more done. Make sure you guys can see it because I'm leaned over the camera. So what you would do is trim around this here edge, and if you want to clean up the edges, if it's starting to look like this here, you can carefully do what I do. I use a little lighter and I just go around right quick. Don't hold in one spot too long, you get a scorch mark, or worst case scenario, you catch it on fire, which you definitely don't want to do if you have a craft room like mine because it's crazy in here. So other than that, there are all these little threads, which would be on this one more so. I trimmed some on this one. You're just going to snip all those there, clean it up, and when you're all said and done, it's going to be pretty. It's going to look like this, and if you, well, different colors, and if you want to add the heat and bond to it, this is where you would do that. So thank you for watching another one of my videos. Stick with me, subscribe. Hopefully I have some more content posted soon, and the more I make, I get better with posting videos. So we will see how it goes. Thank you. Bye.